Welcome, I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on an app called Betwist. It's a game you look for words, but you're allowed to twist the board and try and find extra ones you wouldn't see otherwise. Today we're going to work on the dictionary. So right now we let you enter words, but if you enter, Krizzleputz, it doesn't object. And we'd like to use a dictionary to restrict those words. But I want to, the first part of that is we're going to have a message of some sort if it's not a word. And we don't have any concept of an error message. So I think I'd like to start with that and then build a message for a word that's too short. So I'm going to put in a rule that says the minimum word length is 4 characters. I mentioned before my friends that play Boggle that way. And, I think for us, because our board stretches across and wraps around, it should be easier to get 4-letter words than on a standard board. So we'll make that allowance. And then a second one based on stuff we already have is we could say no duplicates. I don't know if that needs a message, but we don't want to count, have them added in and count for anything. Okay, so we'll start with that. Oh, I did a quick thing, 2 quick things offline last night after we left. One is we noticed that the background was not the when you select a word and you actually type a whole word and you say keep that one. It was sliding behind our grid instead of in front of it. And my solution for that was put the Z index on the H stack instead of on the individual items. And the second thing was this checkbox, I wanted to make it a little bigger. So instead of image scale, I changed it to font with large title. So let's take a quick look at those two. Yeah, we had Z index on the well, I think we had it on both before, but for whatever reason it didn't pick it up and use it. I think it will now. Okay. Let's see, that's for later. Going to start. Yeah, I just ran tests and everything's good there, but it slows down that first run. I don't know why. All right. It wanted 2 windows open, but it doesn't seem to use clone 1 anymore. So, oh, okay. What's that? Maybe we should deal with that first. Okay, so DSOV. Oh, yeah, I wondered if I saw that. I didn't try and reproduce that. Okay, we're definitely on top now. So, yeah, so let's see if I can do that. Oh, no. Oh. Yeah. Okay, we'll have to think about that one. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. Another one I think I noticed. I know sometimes I have trouble clicking on letters. I think, if I click on the background of the button, I mean, not the text letter, it doesn't click. So we should do something about that too. Yeah, I'm not sure the tapping while the collect animation runs. Boy, that's tricky. So let's see what's happening. I'll spend a little time on it. I don't want to go too crazy, but yeah. So it's saying I'm going to move you down 350 pixels, but if you've called collect word during that time, it's still it's leaving those buttons active, and they can keep adding letters, I guess. Yeah, maybe we have to do that. Well, I don't know how to do it exactly. I mean, I think what I had to have to do is deactivate every button in the grid. Is there a better way you can think of? Um, I mean, I guess we could maybe put some sort of overlay on that blocks touches. Like show overlay, then do the animation, then undo the show overlay. I'm worried that if I make a 6x6 grid and I've got to go out and reactivate 36 buttons, and I'm already in the middle of a something running on the main thread, that I may not get the chance. Or stop selection. Okay, yeah, that's an idea. Selection, yeah. Then you would click, but nothing would happen. Okay, I like that. Let's open selection. So yeah, let's try and fix it then. It sounds like something we can do in 20 or 30 minutes. Okay, so I guess we've got select. Okay, so I think what we want to do is, I guess we're going to block select or clear. Maybe clear is okay. We just don't want you to do any selecting. Yeah, so and then clear is what resets that. Deselect all defers to clear, or delegates to clear. Yeah, okay, so selection blocks selection while I should say ignore selection when blocked, or something like that. While blocked. Well, these will be the same. Okay, so even though you try and put one in, it's empty. Okay, I think that's a start. All right. Maybe I should just set the variable. should run and fail. Oh, blocked versus block. Okay. Just false. Oh, I guess it's A. Okay. Yep. Let's enforce it. Can't get used to that. Now I think we've got every other test assumes blocked is false, so it enforces, it allows it when it's supposed to. Okay. And then I think we need to reset. And I would say clearing resets removes block. Okay, create a grid, block it, now clear, try and select again, and we expect this to happen. Okay, and I think this will fail. Okay, empty and clear. Excuse me. And I don't think that requires anything different from the game because it interacts that way now. So I mean it clears it. So whoops. Oh man. Oh, we didn't set it. Huh. Okay. I guess we're going to have to block selection on the game.
Yeah. Just normal clears. Okay, good. Thank you for catching that. Good. All right. Let's go back to the error message. I think this one we'll work on later because that's the whole thing about the grids and all that stuff. So I want to work on UI later with that. Okay. Dictionary, don't erase non-words. Start with error message, word too short. Okay. So error message, I guess, a little thought here. I'm imagining a field maybe underneath the collector, the partial word or collecting word, that shows when you've done something. I'd kind of like it to go away at some point. I guess if you let's say you guess a 3-letter word, I think it should put the message up and leave your letters selected. And then if you type another letter, the message should go away. If you click somewhere else, so you're starting a new word, the message should go away. I think both those come in under selection on game. Select. And just the order of usage, I think, is more like block selection, select, deselect. Okay. But I think select should maybe track that or fix it or do something about it. So game is going to have to provide the message. Okay, and then what puts it in there? Well, I think it's only when you try and collect the word, right? Because you could type any partial thing you want, and until you've committed it, it's not a problem. So that, okay, is collect. Okay, so guesses.insert. Okay, yeah, right now collect doesn't enforce anything. It just saves whatever word you want. Okay, so we could do something like that. Do we need the message otherwise, or? Because I kind of don't want to tell them. I don't want to give away that it's in the dictionary or not. Maybe I should, but maybe if there's a message, the thing should be colored. If you've said a word not in the dictionary, not a bad word, but a word not in the dictionary, painting it red until you change it seems nice. Yeah. Let's add that in. Color if message shown, I think, is kind of the same thing. And once they've not shown the message anymore through whatever means, then I think that's okay. All right. So I guess game, well, it's going to have a message. And we don't have to care. Yeah, I guess we have a message string. If somebody does select, we should clear that string. And if somebody does something bad, we should modify the string. Okay, so let's see. This is all game. So let's get a game up here. Okay, well, he's not doing much, is he? Okay. Well, message starts empty. Seems like an easy starting point. And okay. Okay, yes, of course. I probably didn't need to really do that. That's a little too trivial. I think we can do a little bigger steps. Okay, but next one, we'll start the same. Okay, let's see. So we want to say, what action clears the message? Well, select should clear it, and deselect all should clear it. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do, yeah, let's run that. I fixed that at some point. This should fail. Wait a minute. Oh, that was the previous one. This one should... Wait a minute. Oh, let's change it after. This is why we run the tests first. Yeah. Okay. Now we can deselect it or reset it. Okay, so now we're gonna, that's sort of the mechanics of the message, but collect should be enforcing it. So, well, is game, I guess game owns that decision. So, I guess if our guess has less than 4 letters, we should change the message and not insert it. Inserting to the guesses seems... Well, it seems like the game owns that decision, I guess. I think that's reasonable. Okay, so... collecting short word gets message. Okay, so we'll clear this out. All right, and we're going to select 3 things. We can even take a real word. 0, 1 is B, 0, 0 is A, and 1, 1 is D. Okay, and if we game.collect, okay, I expect this to be equal to just word is too short. Oh, thank you. Okay, and again, this should fail. Probably could have checked in before this one. Oh well. Okay, and it came back empty, of course. Okay, so collect. We're going to say if guess.count is less than minimum size, then we're going to do something with the message. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and keep it. Let's make a minimum size. I'm going to say guard. Guess is less than this, else minimum count return. Kind of make it extra clear this is a sad case path. Okay, So we think this should pass. Oh. Oh, fair enough. Okay. Hmm. um. Well, one way is to put in multiple selects. Yeah, I think I'll do that. That's kind of the realistic scenario. It makes it a little long. Can we pass in the size to collect? I don't really see it changing. Where that's called by the button. Yeah, I don't want to push that out to the button. I think the game should know the minimum size it enforces. But it does make this test awkward. I guess what goes through my mind is, should I be creating a helper method that maybe takes, I don't know, a list of pairs, or that might be a good helper. We'll add that next. Okay, so this one is A, B, C, D. And this one is B, D, C, A. Now we're not enforcing a dictionary. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's check this in so far. We give game an error message cleared on select or deselect all. And collect sets error if size less than 4. Okay, how much more are we going to be doing with these location things? I guess I can live with this for now. We'll probably need one more to make sure something's a real dictionary word. But I think that'll do it. Okay. So to make use of this, we need to show it somewhere. All right, so here's the guess. And this is the accessibility one. Yeah, let's fill this. Yeah, sufficient. Okay. And I'm thinking to put it here. Red. Okay. And we'll see how the font looks. That probably went a little bigger. Yeah, we'll have to pass on a test dictionary. The word list we have is quite large. I'm hoping it's not a problem to read it quickly, but all right. I think that's all we'll need for getting started. I don't know what it'll do. It may bump the size a little. If it's blank, we may have to reserve some space for it regardless. Okay, I know you don't. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so OAZ check did nothing. What happened? All right, collect message equals content view is showing game.message. I'm going to start it with this just to make sure it's showing up. Hit me. Okay. I'm assuming it's thinking I'm going to write a that may be legible enough, but why did it not show up? We hit collect. All right, let's break there. I don't think I have to restart. AGS. Whoa. So the animation is done, and then it calls this. Maybe we're enforcing this in the wrong place. Well, I'm assuming it doesn't insert it. Let's continue and let it do what it's going to do. I hope it doesn't insert it. Yeah, we don't have it in the list down there. But I think the way our collect works, he's blocking selection. I don't know. Maybe we need to pull the rule out and ask the game, does it accept this word? Yeah, validating it. Yeah, and it's like who owns it? I don't think the actual selection process should own that. I think it's a game decision. I mean, it's a game rule I'm making. It's not a selection rule. If we didn't let you select below above a certain size or something, we might enforce it with selection. But I guess I want to say game dot validate, or do I want to check it? I guess I'm going to say game dot validate or game dot is valid. Accepts word, accepts. If game dot accepts or maybe rejects. If game rejects word, then just return. That seems reasonable. And then that lets us do rejecting words for different reasons, which is good. Okay. Well, I believe this is going to come out of here. I hate to have the rejects, which is a Boolean, answer a side effect. But maybe it's game.validate word, and then if the message is not empty, keep going. So is this something is I guess the animation has to happen first. That's the point of it. Or is it? We could collect, but then we would lose any string. So we have to somehow stop before. Well, okay. Yeah, that's the kind of thinking here. I think if game rejects guess return. Yeah, I think we have to validate, because if the word's not getting added to the word list, there's no reason to animate it looking like it is. All right, so a game. Let's just I don't know. Does validate sounds like it enforces the rule. Okay, so well, let's just take this and work with it. I think we're gonna make validating short word gets message. Okay. We got a 3-letter word BAD, and it's too short. And when it comes back, we expect the message to be there. Okay, and then validate is mutating because it changes the message. But to get our test going, we will not. Ugh. Should fail. Okay. Game message is empty instead of too short. All right. Now we're going to take, well, I'm going to take this and reverse it. If guess.count is less than minimum size, then messages were too short return. Okay. Okay. And then this kind of doesn't matter. Let's make sure that works, and then we'll take that out of the test for collect. So now collect is saying, I assume the
dictionary is, well, I assume the game is happy with the word it told me to collect. It's a little bit of a temporal dependency, right? We need, if we don't call validate, then we will collect it. All right, and now should this collect? Well, I think maybe he should only collect if the message is is nil or empty. Okay, so I think this, well, let's make the test reflect that. Collecting word doesn't collect word that got message. Okay, so this can simplify, and we'll say game.message equals this. And then collect is the real thing we're testing. And we expect the message to be unchanged, but we also expect game.word, what do we call those? Guesses. To be empty. Okay, so this, well, I'm going to pull this back. Okay, whoops. I'm going to go back kind of to where we were before and then fill it in. That test should fail. I should say that. Okay. B is empty. It did collect. Okay. So now if I'm going to say message not message dot is empty, else and I don't mind these one-liners when they're all they do is just return. I think that actually reads pretty reasonably. Okay, and that should pass. Apparently I'm failing on two fronts. Game.guesses is empty. Why? And he collected anyway. Sorry, I got my logic backwards. If the message is empty, we want to continue. Otherwise, we return. Yeah, I'm hoping to avoid calling validate because I kind of want to say like whatever circumstance that created a message. Yeah, but the not was bad. Okay. So we've added game dot validate collect doesn't collect if message not empty. Okay, and now it should enforce it, I hope. Okay, LTI check.
Um, okay. What is going on? Game. Sorry, content view. Oh, we never called validate. Boy, I forget that stuff a lot. And I guess should I be checking it here? If it's not empty, return. This time I need the not. Okay, if the message is empty, we're going to go on. If it's not empty, we're going to return. Because we just failed. Okay, okay. And if I extend it, it's okay. If I go back, click somewhere else, and it's okay. So, that's acting right. I guess I want to put is it a frame that I got to put on that text to make that fixed size? Height is, I don't know, 24. Yeah, that works. Okay, I might be able to squeak it down a little. Do we have previews? Yeah, they weren't working yesterday. I want it small enough to not call attention to itself. Okay, I think that's good. All right. We got a new rule in town. Okay. Validate before collecting word. Now, if we had omitted this, we would still get the animation, but the actual this completion. Can I show it? No. The code here would run, but the collect would say I don't like that, so he's gonna do it. So we're sort of enforcing it in the view and in the real code, but I think it's justified, because I think, like, if you took away the animation, we would still want collect to block it. It's a little funny to enforce, but we're enforcing it to prevent the animation. We're not enforcing it to do anything else to it. I don't know. It's like, could I put this code into the game, but the animation has to be in the UI level, and offset that has to be part of that. I don't know if the animation could maybe not run if the message is set, but that's kind of what we're doing. It's kind of a UI thing. We don't want to do the animation. and we do want to know that it's valid. So that's okay. The other thing I like is validate is generic in the sense that if the message word not in dictionary, it doesn't care what the message is. It just rejects it. Okay. Yeah, so error message. We'll add error message display. And then show error when word too short. Okay. No duplicates is good, but I think dictionary is the harder one that's maybe more interesting. So I think we'll defer the UI and the extra rule, and let's go do dictionary for a while. I am keep thinking about this word list and how we want to manage that. That's not a word, okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Let's keep that. Okay. And we did the don't erase non-word stuff already, so that's kind of I'll say don't erase invalid words, or don't reset selection for invalid words. Okay, I don't know, is dictionary the right thing? And what do we give it? Well, all right. So we have dictionary, and we actually have one. This is that YAWL, YAWL. And I moved it into a folder called resources. And it's just a long list of words. Some of them are short, and some of them are long. I think I saw electroacoustically was pretty long. Absent-mindedness, that's pretty long. 12, 15, 18 letters. Okay. I don't know if anti-disestablishmentarian is in there. No? Okay. These are more common words, I guess. But acanthopterygians. Words I've never needed. I guess if I were a chemist, I would need some of them, or a biologist. Acceptableness. Yeah, that's acceptable. How many words? Well, I don't know. 264,000. So it's a lot of words. Zymergy I've used. I don't know what these others are. Or I knew at one point in my life, I should say. Something with trees, maybe. But we got a lot of words. So we're going to have to, well, I think for our own benefit, we'll filter out the 3-letter words and uppercase these, because absent-mindedness. Yeah, that's a tough one, especially on a 16 or 25 letter board. I don't know, it's 18 maybe, did I say? Zygobranchiates. I'm not waiting for the word. And like this one, zugzwangs, 2 Z's, sizzle and stuff like that. They're pretty much gonna be unusual. But anyway, we'll have to take our words, load them in, probably filter out the short ones, uppercase them, and provide a method that says, give me a word and I'll tell you if it's in the dictionary. All right. Now, I wanted to add a new rule that I just thought of last night. Where's that? A prefix. Yeah. If you spell a long word, I think it would be nice if you just got credit for any words that formed it. So, excuse me, absent-mindedness also contains absent-mindedness, and it contains
absent-minded, and it contains absent. And I feel like if you're scoring, you should just say you must know all those words and you get credit for them. And actually probably should put them in the list, maybe in a different color. But I kind of like when I'm playing Boggle, say, and I come up with I end up doing like if you can do plurals, fish / es is what I'll write, so I can say it's fish and it's fishes. But that maybe should be automatic, because that would give you, we could definitely make the scoring give you the points for all those extra words. It might be nice to have some that gives you a bonus for a long word, for most long words, not all of them. I think maybe we can do a little bit of either, well, like Boggle, the game Boggle, you get a score for a short word, a bigger score for a longer word, but the bigger scores get get big faster than the words do. We haven't talked about how to score things, so I don't even know, but doubling something somewhere, or doubling the length maybe makes it reflect being harder, or triple the length. Adding in these extra words certainly gives you credit for long words that contain other words. But we'll figure something else out for that. But I do want to keep that as an option at some point. But for now, our dictionary thing should only answer, are you in the dictionary? Now, 250,000 words is kind of a lot of words. I'm hoping this just loads okay. Let's take that. Let's close everything else. Zygo cactuses. I mean, there's certainly, when I look at these, I see 100 words I don't know for every word I do. Okay, a bunch of words with heart. Those are pretty good. Hearsiest. I have no idea. Hearses are, the cars they take to funerals, but I don't know what hearsier is. Okay. But, you're playing with somebody who knows their words. They'll get it. All right. So dictionary is a swift word, isn't it? Is that what they call them? Or do we... I'm blanking out here. Somebody asked the other day about how many languages, and the problem is you definitely mix them up after a while. Yeah, dictionary is used. That would be a bad choice. And unfortunately, I changed this board to grid. I'm going to make it letter grid instead. I think nobody will mind the variable grid for a letter grid. But grid is a reserved, it's already a UI term, a Swift UI word for probably the structure we should be using. All right, but let's rename this one too. Okay, a letter grid. I guess I didn't have to do the formal rename. Make sure those go. And then we'll find another, word list. That's good. Okay. Is that a test? Okay, so vocabulary. Lexicon's a good word too. But vocabulary, I like that. All right, let's rename this.
Okay, so we got to create one of these things, and I'm kind of thinking we give it a well, I mean, we're going to get a file that we're going to read this file in. It's going to come in like this. These numbers are provided by Xcode. They're not part of the file. It should get well, I think its job is to convert them, maybe? I don't know. Maybe not. Like, his job is really to answer questions. Okay, so I'm going to say we give it an array of words for now. And his job is answer the questions. Do you have this word? Now, he might later have that job that says, give me all the prefixes for this word. Yeah, we could change the guess. I'm going to say it's the dictionary's job to do use what it's given. And if we want to change, well, whatever it comes in as, I mean, it comes in as one big string. That's not really helpful. I haven't dealt with reading yet, but I think, yeah, you could keep it dictionary lowercase, change the guess. But I think the dictionary should get a list of words and not worry about it. Yeah, we would change the word we pass into the vocabulary. Or we could give we could put a flag on there that says what case it is or something. But maybe that's the game. It's on the game, maybe, to know that. I think the vocabulary should just not care. All right, but his simplest thing is doesn't find word that's not there. Okay, so if we create a vocabulary, and I think we're going to give it a list of words. Sure. Okay, we'll and he kind of won't change when he's new, so that's okay. Init words. Okay. And we need a contains. Okay, that should fail. Yeah, I think what it comes down to is the game is the one that's going to give the vocabulary its list of words, and the game is the one that's going to give it the word it's working with. It's got to take on the job of making that consistent. Now you could imagine one that doesn't. And notice these assertions, right? We had a Boolean assertion, but it tells us the vocabulary does not contain goodbye. Okay. It doesn't just say was expected true got false or false got true. All right. So let's save the words. Let words be array of string. Self.words equals words. I don't know which test makes sense first, but let's put the happy path first. I guess it's sort of happy. Let it finish running. Okay. And this should just pass because we've done the minimal thing. Oh. Oh. Sorry. Now, I want to extract this. It does extract it, which I appreciate, but it doesn't put it where I want it. Now, what if I do this? Oh, it does. All right, does it put... It puts it in the right group. Okay, I just have to be a little more careful. Okay, and this... Well... Goes at the bottom. Okay. Now, we have no idea what the performance is going to be with this giant list of words. And it may be that scanning like that is going to be too slow. We can probably find we can find faster ways, right? We could do a binary search since they come in alphabetical order. We could build up some sort of structure. We could put each word in a dictionary and then let you do a lookup like that. So we have some options, and then there are fancier data structures, TRIE, TRIE, and stuff that might work. The nice thing kind of with them is, like when you look at our word list, you know, there's a lot of overlap. All these words start with HEARS, and they start with HEART, and so on. You know, a structure that knows like how to get kind of builds a tree of letters might be substantially smaller. I don't know. All right, but now we've done the mechanics of it. I guess the thing we should do is ask it. All right, let's put in a dictionary and do something. Whoops, that's not it. I wanted to content view. Now, I don't know what games should get. I mean, it's coming in on the app. Right.
Yeah, that would definitely be a way to do it too. So we match on heart, and then we know maybe the next word has a slash instead of heart or something like that, and everybody matches to the previous non-slash or something. There's definitely other representations. What I'm hoping is because we have pocket supercomputers that it mostly isn't an issue. All right, so I think maybe does this belong in state or in the app? I mean, the the vocabulary has to come from somewhere, and I did look up. Yeah, so the real heart of it is there's string contents of file. If you pull the file path out of the bundle, for the particular file you want, and then do string contents of file, you can read it pretty easily. Maybe that's what we need to do. It feels like game. Well, maybe I should take a more closure kind of point of view. Like, give me a function that generates the list of words, and I'll call it. That's what the game wants, and then we could pass in this function for production and test functions for testing. I think that's a better way. All right. So, well, I don't mind letting the app own that function, because then the app is the thing that knows about the bundle and all that stuff. Let's see. So, game. I guess game is going to want a vocabulary builder. All right, so let's build that up a little bit. Game. A game. Okay. Everybody has to build a game. So I'm wanting to pass an extra function in. All right, let's. All these people that don't care. Okay, so I'm saying there's some sort of thing that you give that has to build test builder. All right, and that's a thing. All right, so let's make it is a function, and what do you give it? I guess you give it nothing, and it returns you a list of words. So we want A, B, C, D, and well, that would be another thing, would be pass the vocabulary. I'm just not sure. I don't think vocabulary should know. And okay, so all these alternatives bubbling around. One would be like we could say the production vocabulary has a mode that says I accept anything, and we let you do that. Yeah, null vocabulary. That's almost getting more to like James Shore's stuff, where he kind of plugs in nullable objects instead of the production ones. But I guess the struggle I have is I want to provide this vocabulary. Like I want to separate the process of getting the words in from a file and building this array of words. And that feels like it should be some piece of something. And then the game, does he get the words or does he get the function that builds the words? Or does he get the vocabulary? And the awkwardness. Now maybe vocabulary gets it. Maybe that would be a better way to go. And then you pass in the vocabulary and you're done. And then game gets a vocabulary. And then we would give that a default. Okay. Yeah, let's try and do that. I've read James' paper and watched him do some stuff with it a few times, but I haven't put it into practice, and maybe this is a place to do that. Okay, so game, I guess I'm going to expect you to tell me the vocabulary. But I'm going to give you the option to have a null vocabulary. Yeah, kind of a totally accepting vocabulary. All right, so let's go to vocabulary again. Now that's, I don't want to do inheritance, do I? Well, that's definitely the easiest way. Oops. Okay, so let's make this a class. Does anybody care at this point? All the tests should hopefully pass if it built. Okay, so that's our first step. And the reason to change it is so we can inherit a null vocabulary that never complains. Okay, now I don't know if I...
Okay, and his role in life is to do this. To say override. Ugh. Kind of hate that. Okay. Do I need to test that? Like, I don't really think so. Okay. Now, let's add it into game. And he wants a vocabulary. Vocabulary equals no vocabulary. Oh, do I have to I have to. Okay, so he inherits this. That's interesting. I don't know if that was always the case. Is it like that? Do you do a knit? Okay, good. Oh, yeah, okay, so that's okay. Okay. Yeah, I think I left some spaces somewhere. Okay. So now we have that thing. All right. So our game. Well, these tests, you do not use the dictionary, but I think we need one here, validating word in vocabulary. How about just legal? Gets no message. Okay, so let's put this in with vocabulary of bad. I'm not going to worry about case yet. All right, and then we expect game.message dot is empty. Now I think this passes. No, it doesn't. We don't look at dictionary and validate. Well, I don't even think we do. Maybe we should. Yeah. Okay. Word is too short. Yeah. Okay. Let's try that again. I guess we're going to make game do the work. Game's going to put its own rules in, which includes the long enough word. Okay. Oh, he is still short. Okay. 01 is B, A, C, D. Okay. Okay, but if I take this off, this should fail because of the null vocabulary. So I think that'll... Oh, no. Wait a minute. Okay, I think this is just a border case then. The real test is going to be, do we actually enforce the rule? Because we don't enforce it by not enforcing it now. But validating an illegal word gets a message. Okay, so vocabulary is only ABCD, and BACD is not in there. This should fail. Okay. Oh, right. That should get a message. That's not a word. Okay. We'll let that fail and then we'll take a break. Finally. All right. That's not a word. Got blank instead. Okay, because we don't enforce anything about that. All right, well, let's take a break, 3 or 4 minutes. We'll come back, get the validation rule, checking the dictionary, the vocabulary, and we'll then figure out how to load that thing from a file and go from there. All right, welcome back. All right, let's go enforce this on validate. Okay, so we have a vocabulary. We did nothing with it. We better have it, keep it around. All right, and so we're bound to put it in here. All right, and now we can consult it and validate. If the message is, if the word's too short, that's one problem. Else, wow, good guess. Okay. That's not a word. He forgot the exclamation point. Stupid AI. Okay. If the vocabulary does not contain the guess, then that's not a word. Back to a game. Now, whatever we do should not break this one because it's a legal word. All right. Guessed word is in the vocabulary. All right. Now, unfortunately, well, because we haven't done the work, if we run it, it's just going to have null vocabulary because Betwist app just has null vocabulary. Okay, so we need to, we want to basically do the IO piece and get a real vocabulary in here before we go too far. Okay, so I'm going to call make vocabulary. Maybe it's load. Be more accurate. Function load vocabulary. Well, it's not quite the right. Okay, well, that's helpful, even if it's not right. It's called words.list. Cannot nothing goes to string, cannot be converted to a string. String element to character has no white spaces. Yeah, well, this is not, well, this part's good. I don't know, the failure return, right, is a little weird. Okay, bundle main URL for resource words with extension list. I think that fits what he did here. Bundle main path URL. Either way, path might be a little easier. For resource of type that, let's make sure it really is words.list. It's just word.list. Now that probably should be words. Now, so we load that. Type. Okay. Contents, this is path. I don't know where that is. Is this on string.whitespace? I probably have other options, right? String dot. Can I just say new line? I think we'll take out this map. Contents of file. String substring. Okay. Convert them all to strings. Hey, Front ECLV, welcome back. So today we're trying to put the dictionary in. We're calling it vocabulary because dictionary is kind of already used in the Swift libraries. But the dictionary, you're going to, as you enter a word, if you hit save that word, try and collect that word, it'll check the dictionary first. Now, what's the matter? I don't know bundle main path well enough to know what to do on this. Let's find the path. For resource indirectory string of type. Oh, contents of file? Sorry. You're probably right. Okay, that makes more sense. All right. So words.list, this does that. And this should be returning a vocabulary. Okay, so we look up the file, we load it into a string, split it into words, and split doesn't really produce strings, so we map it into string and do this. All right, and then I also kind of think we should filter, but let's see what happens. Okay, so now we're trying to call it vocabulary. Property initializers run before self. Well, we can create a method with just static stuff on it. People put them, the usual approach is to put them in enums for whatever reason, because you can't create instances, I guess. Let's make a static function load vocabulary. And this is vocabulary loader dot, and load should be enough since we already said vocabulary. Yeah, we could have left it down there. Would that be better? I don't know. Let's see if this works. All right, and I'm not going to try and test, like make sure file loading works and all that stuff. The one thing we could do, we could put something in to like fail it if it does these tries and it doesn't find anything, it'll blow up. So we're saying this word list must be there, but we're the ones responsible to put it there, and the app won't run without it. So all it would do is give us a better message, but the user won't see that message. They just see it crash. So all right, now we didn't make those uppercase. Ugh. Can I say dot to dot? I thought I could just say to upper. Probably thinking of some other. Is that okay? Wow, that's pretty darn fast, assuming it loaded it. All right, we got to find some words now. So sets. Yes. Okay. I thought I'd be finding a lot more words, honestly. Wefts. So if you weave, you'll know that word. Okay. What's jeet? I don't think that's a word. Okay, not a word. All right. I mean, this is kind of becoming a game here. Um, what else can we get? Shh. We have that, and we have our sliding. This. I just cannot believe how few words I'm seeing here. FEVE, no R. Something ITY. I wish I had a Q. Equity. Equate. Vaz. It's got to be at least 4 letters. How about B, E, H? Can we get to behest? No. Not quite. Wow. I mean, I'm kind of shocked. Fees is boring. Bees is boring. I mean, I see ITY. I feel like something ought to get there. Vegety. Shies. Test. Oh, good. No? How do I get test? There it is. Okay. Well, sites. You can't see our word, and this scrolls, but it's got no room to scroll in. Now this really does. Oh, nice tube. B E. Oh, we can get S too. Tubes. Busts. Saute. Well, there's a few words. But I would really love to know, like, what words did I miss? You know, I build up my list, and then I want to see the list of my words plus their words. You know, the automatic find all the word thing. But I don't know if I can. Do I have an S nearby? No. Yeah, I think my hardcore friends probably don't allow plurals or simple S plurals. I haven't put a time limit. I kind of was envisioning this being like an app that's just kind of lying around, like the puzzle I'm working on. And I come in every once in a while and have a minute or two to poke at it and find a word. And eventually I give up. And I think I've found all the words I'm going to find. And then I would like it to say, here's the words you missed. But some of them, I'm pretty happy to find wefts in there. That's a pretty moderately obscure word. Tube was good because it wasn't obvious. You know, we're finding words around the corner, which is good. That's important. I'm not convinced we have a great distribution of letters. Because this is the Scrabble set of letters, you know, and we're not Scrabble. You make words that interlock, but they're not really tightly compressed, you know. So, that's may not be the ideal set. Yeah, making a word finder that's definitely. I mean, it's one of these kind of recursive enumeration things. You know, start with every letter. What words start with E? I don't see any. You know, what about S, okay, SE, whatever, SH, whatever, SHU, no, E, no, UA, no. It's a definite, it's a definite challenge. It's not impossible. And kind of once you get the right recursion in your mind, it's like, here's a board, here's a letter, the starting point. Now extend this and until you get a word or something like that. Sometimes you might wish the words were back. You had some sort of backward thing, and this is where that version you talked about capturing the prefixes of words in sort of a modified dictionary. You would have an easier time of it, or the try thing, because it structures it every starting letter down to its next letters and catches all the overlaps and all that stuff. That would find them, and then you could just kind of walk this thing and stop as soon as you didn't find one. The problem with the way our dictionary is, like, if you're finding things, I got SITES, well, but I'm going to try and keep going. What about SH, SV, SE, SU, SE again? Right? You don't know those aren't words, but you don't know if they're prefixes of other words. Now, maybe we need a helper in our vocabulary that says, is this a valid prefix of a word in the dictionary? That would be good. Okay, because then, like, TF, if we generated trying that, it would go like, there's no words that start with TF. You don't have to try building up every possible word out of 25 or 36 or however many squares. Yeah, okay, so I'm liking that. Like you say, it's a small challenge, but it's a real challenge. Oh, Front Easy Love, thank you for subscribing. That's very, very nice. Okay. Oh no, I thought I saw bushes. We got bus. Yeah, SSES. Oh yeah, we could do that. USSES. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I think that gives us an opportunity to do something. So let's put that on the to do if I don't have it there already. Generate list of words you didn't guess. I'll say full list. Okay. Dictionary, that's not a word. Yes, good. Whoops. So, yeah. All right, we got a half an hour. No duplicates. I don't think in a way I care. You just shouldn't get you shouldn't get it counted twice. But if you put it in twice, let's see, I'll put, what do we have in here? Sites. Okay. SITES again. And now, oh, does it? Sites is at the top. Okay. All right. So it would be nice to not allow duplicates, but I think if I do that prefix thing right, and suppose you found site, and then you said, oh wait, there's sites, and we give you credit for site and sites. You should only get credit for it once. You're just manually finding the things it would find. I guess SHES, go for my longest word. All right. And we still want room on this board for statistics or scores or something. It'd be nice to have your longest word. Feats, not a word. Okay, we can do feats like this with an A. Yeah. All right. And I guess we also want something that lets us restart the game, you know? um, button of found words. Yeah. Yeah. Something over here to pop this out would be nice. Yeah. We had that. We talked about something like that, and I don't think I even put it in here. Okay. You know, however big it is, the other one that crossed my mind was like you could probably maintain 2 columns of these, maybe 3 if you kept them short. Most words aren't. Well, you're going to find more 5-letter words than you are 15-letter words, you know, that would wrap. Okay, so yeah, let's do this gas color thing because I think that's a nice touch. So basically, if you guess a 3-letter word, we'd like to turn this red, maybe. Also, I think this grid should be the background should be a kind of opaque white, or sorry, slightly transparent white. So when it slides down, you see it better. But yeah, I'd like this to be red to kind of indicate that. Now, should it be red before you collect it? I don't know. I don't want to give you, well, if I tell you the word's not in there as you're going, it's not too useful because you want to know if it's a prefix of a word really to make that decision. Okay, but let's make this text. Let's play with that text a little. So we're going to go back to more the UI side of things. Here's this text. I don't know if large title may be a little too big. I can get a little space back. I don't have great eyes, and even I think that's pretty big writing for me. Now that phone there, that's, I don't know where my phone is. It's in the other room. That's probably about a third bigger than my phone, so maybe it's not as big a deal, but I don't think you'd have to have too big of a word to make that annoying. Frame border accessibility. Okay, so let's give it background. I should be able to do a color, right? Okay, where is that thing? Where is this? And I probably should put that in the dictionary, the assets file. Okay. And the foreground style is, well, I think this is game.message.is empty goes to color.black, otherwise color.red. Guess we gotta go over there. Oh. Do we have an empty string there? Oh no, that's just annoying. Okay, that kind of works, but I got the wrong thing. Border is white. Why is the whole thing not? Well, I probably should put this further out. Font. Background color is white, but that's not the whole. Should the background be on the frame or by the border? On the frame. Oh, okay. I think I can say min width on the same. No. Just peek over here. Min width. And then I can't say, I can say ideal height. Let's try that. Probably changing two things at once isn't wise. 133. Well, that's closer. Let me go back to what I had. The background is on here, then the padding. Oh, right. Thank you. Yeah, you got to stack these up right. I don't even know if I'm getting my color red. Well, okay. I guess I needed 3. Okay, that's kind of what I want. Tie. Word is too short and it's red, and then it goes back to black. Okay. The height 50, padding 8. Well, I can cut that down for sure. Well, let's try 40 here. Now we have no more border. I don't know. We can see a faint. I don't know if you can see it. I can definitely see a faint, more white border there. And let's see what else we got. CROON. It slides the whole word down. It's clearly in front. That's all good. All right, let's see what we get with our tweaks. That's a bit better. Oh, no E. I. No. I mean, I just can't believe how few words I find. Okay, I think this is good. That border black. think I can say 2 black, right? No. And I don't know if it slides down with the border on it. Yes. Okay. I'm liking that better. Okay. Now, I don't know if he should do spacer. Maybe we should just give that whole thing as much room as we can. Oh, we do. Min width 300. Because I think right now the message looks a little off-centered. 300 may be getting too wide. I don't know. That's about as wide as it's going to be. We need to really do this off the content. Oh, what do they call that thing again? The geometry view. That knows the size and make this just big enough for that. But I think that's good. Holder. And flag. I'll have to try one of these offline. I think it's watching me play word games is probably not what you're signed up for here. But it's definitely tempting to try. I mean, it's like, oh. But okay, so that definitely leaves me wanting the button or something that Front Easy Love suggested there. To see my guesses so far, because that seems like something you'd want to know. And we're definitely not going to have room for everything. But and this doesn't go down far enough now. And if I had 6-letter word, 6x6 grid, they would extend past the border. And, it's got some work to do. On the other hand, I think the interaction is pretty much what I want. I do kind of wish I had like CAN, whoops. What's another word? HELD. I would like to click there again and get my word. After the padding, because the green check mark adds some margin on the left. You think a little more margin over here is what you're suggesting? No, I was saying, I think we set a size on these buttons. So if it was 6x6, it wouldn't even fit on the width. But we might want a little margin there. Not a lot. I mean, I would kind of want to match that. But I think if we do the geometry reader, then we will size this in terms of that. We'll give this a fixed size, give this a size based on that. Oh, the game icon, add some margin, or the game image, a small variant, the game icon. Oh yeah, that'd be a nice idea. Yeah, that would make it a little more symmetric. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so sorry, we've accomplished something. Make this, and we've kind of improved the format of. I've been calling it the partial word. Okay. No duplicates. That's more in the word list or the guesses structure. Prefixes, full list of words. Defect. This would be nice, but I think again that comes when we do the geometry reader stuff. We can tweak that. Yeah, that. I'll put that word in since they seem to keep forgetting it. top out list of guessed words. I would say that's a little higher priority at this point. But let's put the add icon to left of partial word. I think we can. We already have it. It's in our assets. App icon. We'd have to scale it, but that's what computers are for. Right. So content view, and it's in this. Whoops. It's in here. Image. Resource is app icon dot scaled frame. Okay, let's do a frame width 40, height 40, scaled to fit. Okay. Add an action for a tab on the last letter. Oh yeah, I should put that in the list. Yeah. Okay. No image named app icon. App icon with capital I. I guess he's not an image, he's a something else. What will we call this? The icon. Show finder. No, that ping file is not that big. I'll drag it in. I think he scales it automatically, and we're doing it much larger than we need to. No, I think it was uppercase. It's just that. Yeah, it's an uppercase. I think it's just that this is not an image, it's a something. You know, it's an icon or something like that. Do I have icon sets? I don't know, is it a symbol image? Oh, app icon. Yeah, so it's a different entity. Let's see. Oh, that's not scaled very much. Content view frame. I think I can I say max width? Apparently not. Why doesn't that work? Don't know if that'll. Do I have to say alignment? I don't see why that should matter. Oh, resizable? Oh, maybe that comes before the frame? But you were saying resizable. False this modifier scales the image by reducing the size of the larger engine. I mean, I don't think it matters the scale because Bah. Okay, resizable. There was something with fit. I think scale to fit is what I remembered or saw somewhere. Okay, that's maybe too big now. It doesn't seem to be scaling. Hey, there it is. Okay, it's a little too small, but that can be dealt with. I don't know, most of these things kind of like to be in 8s. I don't think that's getting any bigger, is it? I mean, maybe that's okay for now. It looks like he padded it a little bit. Right. I don't know what this does to it. I'm going to try the preview just because if it works, it'd be so fast. But I think it was blowing up for reasons I don't understand. Which I wonder if it was because that the top level grid view is just bigger than the screen and it's not dealing with that, or if there's something else. It's going to be slow too. I don't know. It seemed like increasing that. My perception is it didn't really increase it above this, but being similar size to that. But it's just really hard to read. And maybe there's a version of this icon that doesn't put the letters on, and it just lets you see that. And maybe I can circle one in red or something just to kind of match. Yeah. Right. How could I know? He's no longer square. That's probably this thing pushing out against it. His size is all right. Let me make this... No. Aspect ratio, content mode fit. Oh, maybe that's the fit you were looking at. Oh, I took this out. Okay, well that's almost acceptable. Yeah, I probably should ignore words when they're 0. All right. I think that's a good stopping point here. So let's let me run tests once, and we'll look at our to-do. So add icon to left of partial word. Oops. Okay. And then no duplicates. Well, maybe that pop-out list. Okay. Well, I think in effect, this feels like a sort of completeness point as far as the functionality that, unless we do the prefix stuff or the scoring would be a thing. But I think the bare functionality stuff is pretty well done. The scoring or the partial, the words you didn't miss, those should come in somewhere. But once given the functionality is basically almost what we want, I think going back in and tackling this and making the cell size work generically across different phones and all that stuff, and maybe some sound, and then maybe then we're in UI land again, playing with animation and deciding what we really want. So I think tomorrow we'll take the easy stuff. Maybe we'll do these couple of things, and then I'd kind of like to go in and work through these and make sure they seem like they're the right objects and everything. I noticed our letter grid, like it's got this function that doesn't take any letter grid stuff. Well, it takes wrap, but it's really about locations. Same for this one. I think this probably, oh yeah, that's an idea. Duplicate could add a message for found. But anyway, I noticed this code this morning, that functions that take locations and ints probably could be location, a function on location. And that's the sort of refactoring I'd like to do. The object size, I mean, it has the size, it has the grid. That seems pretty good. It could, it probably doesn't need the size. It could probably derive it, but we do get it. We'll think about that. But there are a number of places where we should take a pass through for just kind of a refactoring and tightening up kind of pass. And from there, and these other things on our to-do list, And then I think next week we'll focus on, well, we'll do some of this tomorrow. Yeah, maybe this can go up here. Yeah, we'll do these kind of last small things, then work on the user interface, and then see what we want to do in terms of these fancier extensions. Okay. I don't know. I think it was your idea, right, the other day about, sort of a startup demo mode or something to show that you can, slide these things, a fake finger or sort of a swooshy looking thing and have it do the action. I think if that were the case, I think you would realize you can do these things. The submission, I think, with the green check mark, that sort of tells me like, hey, I should click it, So I think that has the affordance of saying click me, whereas the nothing will tell you that it's different than a Boggle game, basically, other than maybe the size, but without some sort of intro thing. So let me catch that too before I forget that. I'll call it demo mode for first time use or something like that. We need something for a new game. We need something to set parameters, e.g. board size. Okay. But yeah, so once we have this demo, where'd it go? Drop those arrows. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to get rid of them. They're taking up space we could use for other things, and I think in the worst case, we could maybe squeak a super thin, maybe a chevron kind of thing, arrow on the sides and the tops or something. And if you had to have an arrow, it would just suggest arrowness that you might not realize you can do this, So we'll see. But I think we've hitting a good point, and I really do want to push this thing to the end. I originally thought, well, we'll make it a 1 week thing, but I think we've got enough interesting ideas to keep going on it. And I mean, I feel like we're closing in on something that's very shippable. Let's better set of letters. Generated letters. I'm not sure these Scrabble ones, they seem awfully vowel heavy, and I'm having trouble finding words compared to Boggle. So that's my standard here. Yeah, it's tough. All right. Well, thank you, Mudshark and Front Easy Love in particular, but anybody else watching. I'm really happy with where we're going with this thing, and look forward to working on it tomorrow and back again. Yeah, I should have credited you. Yeah, you said something like that the other day too. Anyway, 2 to 4:30 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, or 6 to 8:30 p.m. UTC, and have a good evening. Thanks again. Bye-bye.